sun with no clothing and no shelter, that breakdown could happen fast enough to threaten a pregnancy before the mother even knew she was pregnant. 2 decades later, anthropologist Nina Jablonski and her husband, geographer George Chaplin, took that observation and built it into a full theory, now known as the vitamin D folate hypothesis. Their argument: skin pigmentation isn't shaped by one pressure, it's shaped by two, pulling in opposite directions. Near the equator, the first pressure wins completely. Melanin protects folate, melanin prevents cancer. Every incentive points toward more pigment, not less. So, if that's true, if dark skin is this well-defended, thoroughly tested, cancer-resistant, fertility-protecting design, here's the actual mystery. Why did it ever change? Somewhere between 70,000 and 100,000 years ago, groups of humans started drifting out of Africa, not as an expedition. Nobody packed a bag and decided to go explore the north. It happened the way most migrations happen. One generation walks a little further than the last, chasing food, chasing herds, chasing nothing in particular except a slightly better patch of land. Multiply that by a few thousand years, and you've crossed continents without anyone intending to. And as they moved north, the sun didn't get weaker. The sun stayed exactly what it always was. What changed was the angle it hit the Earth at, and how much atmosphere its light had to fight through to reach the ground. Less UV, shorter winters of daylight, and months of gray sky in some regions. Which means the exact same melanin that had been protecting folate and preventing cancer for hundreds of thousands of years was now blocking something the body needed and could no longer get enough of any other way. Vitamin D isn't made from food, mostly. It's made from sunlight, specifically UVB radiation hitting a compound in your skin and converting it into a hormone your body uses to absorb calcium. No vitamin D, no calcium absorption, no matter what you eat. And no calcium means bones that don't harden properly. In children, that produces rickets, bowed legs, a flattened skull, stunted growth. In adult women, it can soften the pelvis, which in a world with no hospitals and no surgical intervention turns childbirth into something that can kill you. So picture the actual mechanism here. Not dark skin bad in the north, but something colder and more specific. A population of women with too little vitamin D giving birth with weakened pelvic bone, at higher risk of dying in the process. Generation after generation, quietly filtering who survived to pass anything on at all. That's not a preference, that's a filter. And it ran for tens of thousands of years, which should mean the north went pale almost immediately. If lighter skin was such a clear survival advantage at northern latitudes, you'd expect it to show up fast, a few thousand years maybe, evolution rewarding it hard and early. Instead, ancient DNA keeps turning up dark-skinned hunter-gatherers living in Europe tens of thousands of years after humans first arrived there. Cheddar Man wasn't a fluke. Researchers have found the same pattern in remains from Spain, Hungary, and Luxembourg, all from roughly the same era. Dark skin, northern latitude, for thousands of years longer than the old theory predicted. So the pressure was there. Vitamin D deficiency doesn't stop being dangerous just because a theory says it should have already been solved. But the population didn't respond the way scientists expected. Something was holding the change back. And then, somewhere in the last 6,000 to 8,000 years, it broke.